on, guys? We're at YCS Bologna. Wanted to give you guys an update deck profile of Memento. This is what I played for the event. Really happy with how I played, actually. I'm playing pure though, so keep that in mind. I'm not playing Fiendsmith, but I had a lot of success. So let me show you guys what I'm playing, the ratios, and I'll talk a bit about my experience playing today as well. First of all, obviously, you're playing the big guy. I think everyone can agree, you know, in the new format with the new cards, he is very, very important, and he does a lot of work as well. Obviously, attacking everything, and then having piercing to secure an OTK. Acheron, he's a 5k beast stick, guys. Never ever, you know, have we ever seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you attack directly with a 5k beast stick. There we go, so now we got that in the game. Next up, the really important cards, obviously free Tatsu. These are star cards, you have to play these. Some people put these ratios down to 1, but I want the more names, the better. The more ways to fusion summon with Memento Fusion. Maybe you play a poly package, or maybe you play Memento Sheep, or Bone Party. You know, you need all these cards to be as consistent as possible, and play through as many disruptions as well. So yeah, nothing much to say here. Obviously the combo is summon this, special this, search this, and then from there, you know, you can freestyle as much as you want. This also helps you set up Fiendsmith lines, things like that. Very, very powerful. This is the one thing no one is probably expecting. The only non-starter Memento I'm running at more than one is Gatic. So I realized Gatic is the perfect card, the perfect consistency card, the perfect bridge into anything in the game. The main reason being, you know, on your turn, you do Tatsu, send Sheep, and Gatic after getting disrupted. One Gag is fine. The other times, you know, you want to do it again with Goblin, maybe. Goblin send Gatic and Memento Fusion. That's pretty good. You can also send Bone Party. So Gag is really your way to play around roll as well, don't forget. It's also a good KSA to target with Trihorn Dragon. Don't forget that as well. And obviously, you'll see the extra deck. I need this as a Fiend, Dark Monster, to some Herald of Pure Light, the Link Monster, Spell Trap Negation. Next up are the one-offs. So yeah, we're playing all the names. So with Trihorn Dragon, my end board, I took away Creation King because of Super Polys, and I would have Trihorn Dragon on the field, and this guy gets the job done because of Acheron Specialing, which is the pop for the Memento part that you don't really like to do. You actually just pop Acheron, and then Acheron is a recursion, so it's actually perfect. The deck is like, you know, perfect now. Acheron is MVP, best card in the game. Attacking directly is ridiculous. I can't believe this exists. You can even do it on the opponent's turn just to take the mix, so that's pretty good. Also, of course, recursion, right? So you don't have to play 3 Creation King, play 2, banish 1 for the field spell. On the opponent's turn, add that banished 1 back to the extra deck. Maybe later on you summon it as well, so pretty good. Sheep is my second favorite card. I love this card. In battle, it could send Gatic special, add Sheep, and make Twin Dragon in the battle phase, which is why I disrespect Tenpai, which is why I'm not as afraid of it. Goblin is actually really, really strong as well. I'm not playing the Goblin package because that is going so hard into Shifter. If I get shifted and I've got these consistency cards in my hand, they just don't do anything. Mace, you know, don't forget this can search any Memento card, not just Memento Fusion. That is the mainline monsters. I'm going to cover the spells and traps next. Alright guys, so time for the spell traps. We're playing 3 Memento Fusion. We're playing 3 Bone Party, 1 Field Spell, 1 Cranium Burst. Now, yeah, I completely agree. There's going to be bricks, and I have bricked with the Field Spell. I have bricked with Cranium Burst. I'm always taking Cranium Burst out going second, but this card is an auto win. That's why I'm playing it. Every time it stayed on the field, I win the game. So, you know, I don't even have to be worried about, you know, Appaloosa getting banned. This is our Appaloosa, guys. Also, Herald of Pure Light is 600 attack. You need that to be protected, and with Cranium Burst, they have to attack the big guy. And I won like 1 or 2 games because they didn't know that, and everyone had to attack. Field Spell is very, very powerful. A lot of people are, you know, realizing that it's quite strong now. Its end phase recursion is really good, but more importantly, as well, on the opponent's turn, lets you special like up to 3 or 4 monsters because of the chain link, so very powerful. Bone Party is the way you dodge Imperm. It is Ash bait, but then, you know, Tatsu is free if it gets ashed. This is the card that's been interesting, Memento Fusion. So obviously Memento Fusion can shuffle from grave if a monster in possession was destroyed. So, you know, something I'm thinking about, which I'm not running here, but I'll let you guys know. You can discard King of the Swamp, search Polymerization, do Memento Vision on the opponent's turn, or even on your turn, summon Dragoons with King of the Swamp and Trihorn Dragon, because Memento Fusion shuffles from the grave. I feel like that opens up a lot of lines with King of the Swamp. And also, having a poly is not even bad, because most of the time your fusion gets impulsed, Sheep gets negated, so keep that in mind, guys. Quite a good tech. But yeah, I love Memento Fusion. This is the card you always want in grave, always, because it's the way to come back from the game, destroy a monster, destroy a Nibiru token, trigger the Memento field spell, search for Bone Pie. Pretty good. Alright, so this is my non-engine. I've got Fualos in the main deck, Drawn Lockbird, Imperm, and Ash Blossom. So Drawn Lockbird, I'm respecting the Mold Charms, which I did get hit by. Ash is the same as Stopping Maxi. You have to play Ash, in my opinion. You can also side it though when people side their Mold Charms. We're playing Fualos for the Yubel meta. Yubel matchups. If they play with that disruption, you just have to scoop because you're not going to be able to pick that board even super poorly most times. Alright guys, and time for the last bit of non-engine. So 2 triple tactics talent, 2 super poly, and Call by the Grave. So I put Call by the Grave back in to beat Shifter, make sure the main important cards get resolved, which is, Ashing, Darkblade, Ashing Tatsu. You have to protect them. They're the most important cards in the deck. 2 talents because I know it's a lot more hand traps and they work really, really well this event. I think there was a mirror match where I stole a combined creation. I mean, there we go guys. That's why you play talents. 2 super poly. This card guys, I super polyed a Memento, unfortunate Memento player's whole board for Creation King. And this card is so popular and so is Memento that you have to play this. But also, you can dodge negation, dodge disruption like an Imperm with this card because, check this guys, Twin Dragon and Creation King don't need different Memento names. If you summon, it just says 2 Mementos. So, pretty good card. I did put it down to 2 though. I saw it way too much. Alright guys, so this is the extra deck. We're playing 2 Creation King, 2 Twin Dragon, and these are our poly targets: Guardian Chimera, Stapelia, Mud Dragon, and Garua. So yeah, so much to say about these cards. I love Twin Dragon at 2 because sometimes you summon the first one, they'll disrupt that Twin Dragon and you have to make sure it resolves. So that's when you go into the second one. But also, it only needs 2 names, and sometimes you always want names engraved, not stuck in hand, which happens a lot. So that's why I love Memento Twin Dragon at 2. You can also shuffle it back to summon Stapelia, which is why I also play Stapelia, but I end up super running like an Exodia with like a Dark Monster, very powerful. Guardian Chimera, I didn't summon as much, but I'll always keep it because the draw 2 is very, very powerful. That said though, drawing 2 when you've already gone through your important cards, maybe it's not worth it anymore. But yeah, let's talk about the main guys. Creation King. This is the best card in the deck, summon, send 3. Sometimes you can cheat out the big guy if you've been disrupted like twice, because he sends 3 cards. Sometimes I send Memento Fusion to set up like Bone Pie. Sometimes I send Gag to special something, add cheat. Or sometimes I always send Acheron. So yeah, these are cards you want to send. And keep in mind as well, when the combined creation finally dies, you can bring back Creation King with the field spell. And then Creation King will trigger, Acheron will trigger. So you end up with a board of Acheron and Creation King, which gives you recursion and 2 pops, very strong. Alright guys, so time for the rest of the extra deck. So these cards are very flexible. But I end up playing Underworld, which actually helped me so many times. I also used, I think it was a Muck Cracker from a Labyrinth player. It was actually insane. And again, Underworld, you have so many bodies on board, why not use them as material? I decided to play Dagger because sometimes there are boards where you have like a Link monster that stays in the field, comes back to your turn in the grind game, you have a dead Tatsu in hand. So you can either tribute summon over it, but sometimes you don't get that chance. The Herald is a spell trap negation by discarding a fairy. You can add mace to hand in the combo that I do, which you can check out my other videos for to find out how to do it. But also this card, is 600, it baits them into the battle phase, flip Cranium Burst, they have to attack big creation. And why we've taken out Silohat, which I was preaching by before. But I think this is a lot better Wondrous Break as well. Alright guys, time for the side deck. This is a very important part. A lot of Memento players, I'm not sure what to run, there's so many options, but I kept it quite simple. 3 Cosmic Cyclone, Bone Back, which I'm going to explain later, 3 Evenly Matched, 3 D-Barrier, Anti-Spell, Cowboy for the Burn, and Judgment. Yes, I don't respect Temper anymore, but people have Evenly Matched and it can really ruin a Memento player's day, especially if they're already going to have a good spell you have to negate, because you don't summon that many negates. You could summon Fiendsmith, do Disarray, but I didn't have Fiendsmith at the time, and I was quite confident with the pure version. I think I did miss Fiendsmith, by the way, because in the grind game when it's a hand trap war and Fiendsmith cards just have too much recursion, that is the decider. So going back, yes, I would play the Fiendsmith package, a very minimal package just to summon Disarray. I know people are doing the Nightmare Griffin, mythical Baphomet line with Diabells. That's pretty good, and there's nothing wrong with it. I even showcased a Protoss line, which again is on the previous video. Definitely go check that out, because the deck can do great in the main phase too. The issue is breaking the board, so I wanted to neutralize the board as much as possible. I'm also expecting anti-spells in the opponent's side and D-barriers, things like that, which did happen, but evenly countered it quite nicely. Cosmic Cyclone was kind of a last-minute decision for Centurion. It takes out the Viking Island, which is pretty good. And then here we go, guys. This is where things get interesting. Bone back. So I've been talking about this card ever since the deck came out, and I've been profiling it. This card actually worked really well for me. There was a time where I was going second against, I think it was an Unchained player. I think they destroyed one of my mementos. I cheated out Bone back, and I summoned Creation, Combined Creation. I did Bone Pie and gave him Piercing, and I attacked for game because he attacked every monster. The great thing about this card though as well is, you know, it reads the same as Mirror Jade. Anytime any memento goes to the grave, you just cheat out with Bone back. So super powerful card. I wish I could have resolved the graveyard effect. It reminds me of the trap card in the first Yu-Gi-Oh movie when you summon all the monsters, you summon every memento from the deck. Never got resolved because people aren't playing Bestials, but this is the Bestial counter. And as we all know, memento players, Bestials take us down. So I actually recommend you guys check this out. Main deck it at your locals, let me know how it goes. This deck card is really, really good. And it's really fun as well. Before we wrap up, these are my matchups. I played at least, I think, 3 or 4 Yubels. I played 1 Tempai. I played, I think it was 1 mirror match or 1 mirror match. I played 2 Centurion. And I think I played a Labyrinth. I did go X3 by round 9. I didn't get the invite to day 2, round 10, 11, 12. So pretty upset about that. But at the same time, you know, I played well. I comboed like crazy. There was a play where I did a memento. I summoned Creation King with a Super Poly, fused 3 of the opponent's mementos, chaining to his Tatsu. The best thing I've ever done. So yeah, guys, definitely check this deck out. There's a reason why it's extremely popular. Probably the best, maybe the best combo deck in the game. If you agree, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, guys, let me know what I should cover next on the channel. If you want to see more memento, what you're looking forward to next. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.